Director David Gordon Green touches yet another horror classic alongside Blumhouse. Exorcist Believer. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritiX.com, a place where we talk about movies, television, pop culture, and if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listen, I know you all have been waiting for it. I had the opportunity to check out early The Exorcist Believer. That's right, this is the latest in horror requels, remakes, reboots that's come out in the last few years. Helmed and directed by David Gordon Green, the gentleman who did the Halloween series in 2018. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. And it got mixed reviews. A lot of people with it, a lot of people weren't. I actually liked the first two, wasn't a fan of the last one, and some people like the last one, but don't really like the second one. But that's neither there nor here. Today, we're talking about the latest, The Exorcist Believer. And yeah, I already know off rip, this movie is going to get a ton of mixed reviews. I don't think there's going to be a middle ground at all. I think it's going to be either accepted or they're just going to be like, nah, I don't really like this movie at all. It stars Leslie Odom Jr., who a lot of you may know from Hamilton. He was also in that Regina King movie, One Night, and I can never remember the name of where that movie takes place. But it's a really, really good movie if you have not checked it out. Look up Leslie Odom Jr.'s catalog and find that movie. Regina King directed it. It's a great film. It also has these two newcomers who are amazing in this movie. I'm going to say that right now off rip before I even get into the rest of the movie. But we have Olivia O'Neill and Lydia Jewett. Those are the two young ladies who are in the trailer that you see who have been possessed, who are just simply just amazing in this movie. They really hold their own with this whole possession thing, and we'll get into all of that. It also features Ellen Burstyn from the original. A lot of you guys saw that in the trailer. She was Reagan's mom, Linda Blair's mom. In the original, she comes in, and I was afraid that they were going to just use her to just kind of pull us in, draw us into this film, and we'll get into that as well. Another one that really shines in this movie is Ann Dow. I don't know if you guys ever seen her before, but she was in Hereditary and a couple other things, but she plays a huge role in this movie now. Now, let's talk about The Exorcist Believer. It has a really slow burn. Very slow burn, but it's warranted. They really want you to empathize with the main characters as it's going forth. Now, to me, this film is directly it's thought-provoking in a way where I believe it's about choice, it's about grief, it's about belief, it's about redemption. Those are the key words that I use to best describe what this movie is about, because although it may feel like it's about one thing, there are underlying messages within a lot of the other characters that are in this movie, and it all kind of comes together during the course of that exorcism at the end. Not going to give away any spoilers, guys and girls. I'm going to do my best to kind of keep it neutral and just kind of give you my thoughts on what to expect going into this movie. Now, some of the best parts I've already talked about. The two young ladies, Olivia and Lydia, they really, the creepiness is really shining through those two. From the moment everything jumps off, those are really like the best moments of this movie. The possession part, even the exorcism part. Like when all that's happening, these are the best parts of the movie. Everything else kind of takes its time. It's a slow burn to get to that. So a lot of people may be on board, may get a little bored. You know what I mean? So I'm just giving you that right now, like the exorcism, and when they reappear and they are in full fledged in the moment, that's when it's like you're on what's going on, what's happening. Some of the things that I do not like about this movie, and I could be nitpicky because I'm a source material guy, is the OG cast when they brought in Miss Ellen. Uh, I really feel like she's very underused, very very underused. In a way where it's like, come on, a lot of people who are really fans of the OG one are going to have a problem with what goes on with Miss Ellen in this movie. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just being honest. I got to be honest. But other than that, it serves a purpose that's very predictable. You'll see it coming a mile away during dialogue with her, and when she's talking, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's written on the wall. Other than that, I thought it was a pretty solid scare. There are a lot of jump scares in this that work. Some of them got me. There may be some in there that don't work, but I'm telling you, the one you're not going to see at least a couple. At least a couple of them are going to kind of get you out of nowhere. Um, and I thought, he did an okay job. I thought David Gordon Green did an okay job of keeping that same essence of what the original brought. I will tell you this: the exorcism is a lot tamed, a lot more tamed than the original Exorcism. Um, and that's not a bad or good thing. It's just that there was a sense of vulgarness that we got in the original that I was actually questioning when I saw that this was even being remade. I was like, are they really gonna go there? Like, are they gonna go in this day and age? Are they gonna go there? They can't go there. Dude, not today's age, not today's. But it still manages to have its creepy moments and emotional moments during the climax of this film. And I can promise you this movie's dark. You're not going to predict how it ends. I even the entire audience was like, kind of like, what? Yeah, I walked out of there like, whoa. Yeah, you, the ending is it's different. It's different. It's very different. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about this, guys and girls. Like I enjoyed it as a horror fan because there are very creepy moments. Not CG, but the prosthetics and makeup, all of that is great. There is a little bit of CGI stuff in it, of course, but it looks more practical than anything. I thought they did a really good job on the creepy aspect of making an actual horror movie. Did they need it? Did they need to connect it to the legacy? Not really, but we've had a lot of Exorcist movies where they were just sequels and didn't really connect, and those didn't really do well. So I see why they wanted to kind of pin that to this to kind of sell it, but it could stand alone on its own even if it wasn't called The Exorcist, because I thought that they did a really good job on the creepiness of it all and just the difference of having two possessions at the same time and the exorcism part. There's a lot of different culture stuff going on in this that I thought that was great color for this film, because there's a lot of inclusion for people who might not believe in one thing or believe in this thing. They did a really good job on kind of mixing that up. But yeah, guys and girls, let me know, are you still excited to see The Exorcist? I'm telling you, there's going to be mixed reviews on this thing, because there are just purists, people who just don't want their stuff messed with. And some people just can't see out of the box of, okay, this is new, this is different, maybe not for me, but it might be for someone else. The Exorcist Believer, guys and girls, let me know how excited you are to see it. If you saw it, if you're on par with me, if you just wasn't rocking with it, that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. I think it was a pretty solid horror film. It really was. My only gripe was didn't need to connect with the original. Like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, and pop culture, check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.